An icon of the stage and screen, a one-of-a-kind talent that spanned generations. Tributes pour in for Dame Maggie Smith.
When I call your name, you will come forth. I shall place the sorting hat on your head.
Best known for her roles in Harry Potter and Downton Abbey, the multi-award-winning actor's career spans some 70 years, with her death signalling a true end of an era.
She did the full remit. She never left the stage, she never left screens.
She was wonderful. I loved her growing up, still love her now, and she'll be missed.
One tribute from Hugh Bonneville attested to her sharp eye, sharp wit and formidable talent. We'll look back at her life and the many kind words that have been shared in her death. Also tonight. A series of huge explosions rocks Beirut as Israel claims it's targeted Hezbollah's HQ just hours after Benjamin Netanyahu takes a defiant tone in front of the UN.
As long as Hezbollah chooses the path of war, Israel has no choice, and Israel has every right to remove this threat.
Motorways flooded, cars abandoned, trains cancelled as rain and wind batter parts of the country, and... a potty-mouthed Prince Harry makes a surprise Halloween appearance on US TV.
This is the ITV Evening News with Charlene White.
Good evening. The pioneering and inspiring life and career of Dame Maggie Smith has been remembered tonight following the actor's death at the age of 89. The two-time Oscar winner passed away in hospital this morning with her family by her side. Dame Maggie will be best known for the Harry Potter films and Downton Abbey, of course, but she's been a star of stage and screen across 7 decades, earning her a string of awards and accolades. In the past half an hour, the King said he and the Queen were deeply saddened by the news and described her as a national treasure. We'll have more tributes in just a moment, but first, our arts editor Nina Nanar looks back at Dame Maggie's formidable life and career.
When I call your name, you will come forth. I shall place the sorting hat on your head, and you will be sorted into your houses.
Playing Professor Minerva McGonagall in the Harry Potter film franchise brought Dame Maggie Smith a new, young generation of fans, when in truth she'd already had a lifetime of film and TV success.
In my day, a lady was incapable of feeling physical attraction until she'd been instructed to do so by her mamma.
I don't believe that.
It is impossible to imagine who else could have inhabited the role of Downton Abbey's Dowager Countess of Grantham as perfectly as she did.
We can't just give up.
Certainly not. Oh, do you think I might have a drink? Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought you were a waiter.
The brilliant comic timing stealing every scene. Not that Dame Maggie made a big deal out of it.
Have you ever watched Downton? No.
I've got the box set.
Words, masses and masses of words.
Yes, well, they're great fun to play.
I am glad you think so. Personally, they bore me stiff.
Myra, don't be statuesque.
Yes, let go of my
You're
hand.
charming.
Let go
I
of my
won't.
hand. You will.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
By the 60s, she had already established herself as a great theatre performer after beginning her stage career as a student. She won a Tony Award for the play Lettuce and Lovage, which was written specially for her.
I cannot accept merely. I do not do anything merely.
It was little wonder the big screen beckoned. Regarded as one of her best ever performances, she won an Oscar for the prime of Miss Jean Brodie.
I am a teacher. I am a teacher first, last, always. Do you imagine that for one instant I will let that be taken from me without a fight? I have dedicated, sacrificed my life to this profession, and I will not stand by like an inky little slacker and watch you rob me of it.
The winner is Maggie Smith in California Suite.
A second Oscar came for the film California Suite. Her huge clutch of awards also includes 7 BAFTAs, and all, she would add, without compromising on her choice of roles.
If it's possible to be in films without taking your clothes off or indeed killing people with machine guns, I seem to have managed to do that as well. But thank you very much.
She was given the all clear after being diagnosed with breast cancer while making the final Harry Potter films at the age of 74. She carried on working while undergoing treatment. Just a few years later, the Dame became a Companion of Honour, recognised by the Queen for her glittering career. When it came to the then Prince Charles holding a reception to recognise British Oscar winners, Dame Maggie was of course seated centre stage. Both her sons, one, Toby Stephens, a former Bond villain, followed in her acting footsteps.
I won a prize for painting.
But with starring roles into her 80s, she would continue to show she was a difficult act to follow.
Mr. Weasley.
Yes.
Will you join me, please?
For decades on stage and screen, Dame Maggie Smith made it look easy.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
She was simply divine to watch and impossible to ever forget.
Our arts editor Nina Nana reporting there, where stars of stage and screen have been paying tribute tonight. Hugh Bonneville, who starred alongside Maggie Smith in Downton, described her as a true legend of her generation, who will live on in so many magnificent screen performances. Here's our entertainment reporter Rishi Davda on Dame Maggie's legacy.
Tea is a herb that's been dried out. So to bring it back to life, you have to infuse it.
Hundreds of scene-stealing performances, thousands of awestruck co-stars, and millions of adoring fans.
Only you can save your children.
Dame Maggie Smith's death means the world of acting has lost one of its brightest stars.
You must make yourself remember.
Paying tribute today, Downton Abbey's Hugh Bonneville said that anyone who ever shared a scene with Maggie will attest to her sharp eye, sharp wit and formidable talent, while her sister act partner Whoopi Goldberg remembered her as a great woman and brilliant actress, adding, "I still can't believe I was lucky enough to work with the one-of-a-kind."
You can't go around killing people just because you don't approve of them.
Do you know, that's what my doctors used to say. It was the one.
She was equally loved by both the industry's biggest names and those who were just making their start when they shared the screen.
It was quite intimidating when you were quite young, so it was just like having someone there that was part of your family, just having a little laugh. Well, what was such a large-scale set at the time, so it was amazing, really. And nothing but just the most warm and incredible memories with her.
This match has been cancelled.
As Professor McGonagall, she was an entire generation's favourite teacher, Harry Potter fans reminiscing about what she meant to them.
She was always Maggie Smith. You know, like, that role was so iconic, this was so iconic, but you always saw her beyond the role.
I loved her growing up, still love her now, and she'll be missed.
She just worked and worked and worked, and I admire that in anybody, but particularly females. It's a hard industry to be in.
She never slowed down, last year fronting a fashion campaign, accepting her ageing with characteristic grace and humour.
One of my hearing aids has gone. What have we just...
Do you want one of mine?
What?
Do you want one of mine?
Enjoying ourselves, are we?
This evening, Daniel Radcliffe has spoken about his time with Dame Maggie, saying, "The word legend is overused, but if it applies to anyone in our industry, then it applies to her."
Remembering the wonderful Dame Maggie Smith, who died today, aged 89. Lebanese capital Beirut was rocked